Happy Sunday. How are you all today? And happy first Sunday of the month of August. I'm happy to be here today. Thank you so much always for coming on board. And like I said earlier on my messages that we're always on YouTube now, but now we're going to be going. So just in case you want to listen to any of the messages that we've actually spoken about, you can just go to YouTube and click on Talk to Auntie Shola. That will bring all the relationship messages. And don't forget to actually subscribe to our YouTube channel if you like it. And don't forget to leave any comment. Maybe there's something you want to comment there. Just don't forget there. So let's subscribe to the channel. And this relationship talk show, it's all just about just helping people, just giving what we think is a good advice for you. So it's not something that you're like, it's 100% you need to work on it, you need to do it. But it's just something that is working for me, is working for some people. So you can just do one or two things and go ahead and do it. Thank you so much. As always, I'm just going to reintroduce myself. My name is Shola Rotimi Ogundele. I am just one. I'm just here to just serve you. I'm here to just listen to whatever you want to talk about. So today's topic is interactive as always. We've got some about two questions before we go ahead. We're going to start some questions. Thanks for coming on board, Ray. Williams, thank you so much. I can see you today. Hey, I'm happy. Thank you for coming on board. So while we're actually waiting for people, we can actually just share with one or two people, and we never can say we might actually be saving a relationship or a marriage. Like I keep telling you on Talk to Anshola Relationship Talk Show, what we do is that we just keep loving, and don't forget that sometimes when we share, we kind of lifted some people's spirits. Maybe some people are going through one or two things in their marriages, and they just want to they need one advice, or they just need something. So it's always good to share with our family and friends. And thank God it's free anyway, it's not costing us anything. So thank you so much for coming on board. Thank you. Hope I can say, okay, Toyi. Oh, happy to see you again, my sister. Toyi Adegbero. Thank you so much. Don't forget to hit the share button. Share with all your family and friends. Thank you so much. So while we're waiting, today is very interactive. And the good thing about it is that is a good one, because we're not going to rush today, because it's just first Sunday of every month. So what we're thinking is that after asking those questions, because we have some questions that some people have actually asked at the background, and they want us to treat it for people to gain from it. So while we're asking those questions, we'll treat the topic. We'll try not to take too much time, because I know tomorrow is Monday. So but while we're doing that, and don't forget, it's always first Sunday of the month of every month. So we're not going to see you till next Sunday in September, but feel free to go on YouTube and just click to Talk to Auntie Shola, and you'll be able to see some of our messages there. You can listen to today's, or you can listen to the one of last year. There are lots of things there on communication, on forgiveness. There are different things that you can actually listen there to. And I just want to take this opportunity to say a big thank you to all my families out there. You're my families, you're not my fans, because I can't do it all alone. Without you coming, you can't. I can imagine. That means I'm just going to be talking to myself. So I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you for coming every time to listen to me. And like I keep telling you, I'm still learning too. I don't know it all. It's that I want to learn. So I want to hear one or two things. So don't keep the comment to yourself. Please, let's share with our friends. Thanks so much for coming on board, Oluwalokun. Thank you so much. Don't forget to share with your family and friends. I appreciate you. I celebrate you, my sisters there and my brother. And the Little Tip Shock Show, because I remember some men were actually asking me that, is it only just for the women? No, it's not only for the women. We have a women forum on WhatsApp group where we can actually talk. We say different things concerning women, but this relationship talk show is for everybody. It's for the men, it's for the women, it's for the singles, it's for the married. Thanks for coming on board here, Miss Wale. Thanks so much, my sisters. Thank you. I celebrate you there. So it's for everyone. So it's not just for once you're 18, you're allowed to, because when I said 18, because there's some things when we actually go in deep, and it's better once especially from the age of 17, they're fine, they can listen to it, because it's better they start learning earlier, because sometimes we just overlook some things. So the earlier the better they start learning things. So just in case I don't call you if you come on board, it's not that I'm taking you for granted, but sometimes maybe I'm not actually seeing your name. I would have actually taking my glasses to be able to see the names very well. So thank you so much for coming on board. So I'm actually, what I'm going to do is that we're going to treat about two questions. We have some questions that some people have actually spoken about. They've asked us some questions about that. So while we're going to treat that, we'll be waiting for people to join us. So we just don't want to take your time, and I don't want to start saying hello, happy Sunday to you every time. So I'll just quickly say what ask one of the questions. The very first question, the lady that asked, she said that why must I? Let me just quickly say hello to that person. Sorry, can I just quickly have my phone to be able to read what was said there? It's just a bit high for me. Let me just quickly read that. Okay, thank you. Sorry, I'm just trying to read exactly. Oh, thanks for coming on board, Lucy. Oh, thanks for coming on board, Kwanle. I celebrate you, my sister. Thank you. Okay. Thank you so much. Oh, Toya, I'll add you to the WhatsApp group. Thank you. Okay. So what I was actually what we're talking about. So if you want me to add you to the if you want me to add you to the WhatsApp group, that's for women. We say different things. We come real. And whatever we say, they actually stay there. We advise people, some things that you cannot even imagine that people are bottling up with. So feel free to actually send me a message. So after the program, I'm going to add you to our WhatsApp group then for women alone. But for this program, it's for the men and also for the women, singles and married. So the first question, I have about two questions. I won't take much question, but just in case, these questions are sent to me on my email. So that's talk to Anshola at gmail.com. Can we just type that email so they will have it there? Talk to Anshola at gmail.com. So you can send an email to me and I'll be able to, maybe you have a question that you want us to deal with. So I will be able to actually deal with that too. Thanks for coming on board for Lashade. Thank you. If I don't call your name, I celebrate everyone. I appreciate you. Without you, I can't be here. The very first question was that a lady asked me, she said, why should I love my boyfriend if he doesn't love me anymore? So in case you have anything to say to that, you can just type it up. I'll be able to read it. She asked me, she said, why must I love my boyfriend when he doesn't love me anymore? And I had to ask the lady again because what came to my mind was that, are you still in that relationship or is the relationship over? Because when I had my boyfriend, so I'm like, okay, they're still in the relationship. She just want to know. So, and when she explained to me, so it's like the lady is just doing everything. She's all around the ball, all around the man. She's doing everything, and the man is not more interested in that. So just in case you have any answer to that, I'll be willing to read your answer. But what came to my mind is that you're still in a relationship. So he said boyfriend, so boyfriend and girlfriend issue. And you just realize you're all over the guy, he doesn't want you anymore. So I would just say the best thing to do, that's I'm talking on my own side of view. So we can have different views. Like I keep telling you, we don't have a wrong answer and we don't have a right answer, but we just kind of advise people, we suggest what we think is better for people. So what I was just thinking is that you're all over this guy and he doesn't want you anymore. So you're still dating. So the better for you to leave, the earlier the better for you to leave. I mean, the better for you to leave that relationship is better. Because let me tell you something. You said the guy doesn't love you anymore, and you are trying everything. You're going all around him. You want him to like you. You want him to do everything, and the guy does not like you. And you're still open, and you're praying that it's going to work. So, and that issue is that what happens to us that, as especially ladies, we don't want to let go. I know it's very hard. I know, I feel you. It's very hard. It can be very frustrating. It can be very demoralizing. But when the guy is like, it's over, he doesn't love you anymore, and you're still in that relationship, no matter how long you've actually been, maybe you've been dated for a very long time, I just feel from my own opinion that the earlier the better you actually leave that relationship. Because at the end of the day, when you get involved in that relationship, you get into marriage and you marry him. At the end of the day, it's going to maltreat you because it's giving you that sign. It's written everywhere on you. You've seen that sign, but you refuse to let go. And the guy said, so when the girl asked me that question, I said, oh, she wouldn't mind if you can throw it up. So I just feel that if you're in a relationship and the guy is still telling you that I don't love you anymore. And you're like, you begging, you're doing everything. That is just a relationship. It's better for a relationship to go than for you to have a broken home. So that is just my advice. If we have anything, I'm going to read that. Let me just quickly read that. Let me just quickly read Toyi's contribution. I'm going to read that now to you. Oh, just 1 minute there. Just getting my phone to read that. Okay. Wow. Why didn't I bring my glasses? Was it actually love? It looks like people mistake infatuation infatuation for love with love. Love never dies. That's true. Thank you so much, Tony, for that contribution. If you're in love, it doesn't die. Because an infatuation is different. Maybe the guy was actually infatuated in the first place, but the girl is still like, oh, the girl is still in love, but the guy is like, it's all over. Like Tony said, love never dies. Meanwhile, if the guy has a change of feeling and you're sorry and you've tried all you can, please take a walk. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jane, for that contribution. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. I think I have to. I won't live in denial now. I have to get my glasses. Okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So love never dies, like according to what Toyi said there. So maybe it's actually infatuation that they were actually in. So there are some times that we need to talk to ourselves. We need to kind of know that what are we doing? And it's easier for the men to just walk away. Maybe because we women we kind of invest so much in the relationship. But if the man is saying it's all over, like Toyin said there, love can never die, and you tried all you can, and he said, please take sorry, he said you will mean that that guy will complete you. Thank you so much. Oh, please take a walk. You will meet that guy that will complete you. Amen. Thank you so much. He said you need to take a walk, like you said. So you need to go. You don't need to just keep all. So that's the first question. We're not going to take much of your time. So if you have any other contribution, you can just write it down there. We're going to read as we're going on. So that's love never dies. That's something if you're not going on with anything. If you're in a relationship and the guy is saying it's all over, or the girl, because sometimes it's the women that just walk away too. So don't let's condemn only the guy. So if they're saying it's all over, so it's time for you to move on. You will get somebody that's going to complete you. And the second question, that is very interesting. And I have an example, but let me just say that. He said, can I date a guy that I am older than? So the question again, can I date a guy that I'm older than? I am a lady of 42 years old, and a guy of 33 is actually asking me out. Can I date him? Does that sound okay, or is there anything there? The lady actually now, sometimes when you're just sometimes okay, I think I need to have my phone. I'm going to be reading because sometimes what happens is that it comes. Let me just before we go ahead, I'll just read that now before I go ahead with the question. Okay, Ray said, for your own self-respect and for the guy to have an ounce of respect for you, it is best to respect how the guy feels, even if we don't agree. Respect is sometimes we need to learn to have it in it. Let me just read my glass. Let me have my glasses and I'll be able to read that very well. Sorry about that. Sometimes you don't want to use the glasses, but we're getting younger. So let me just read. Ray said, for your own self-respect and for the guy to have an ounce of respect for you, if the guy feels even if we don't agree, respect is something we need to learn to have, and it's important in all aspects of life. Thank you so much. And Tony said again that ever heard the saying, if you love something, set it free. If it's back, if it comes back to you, it is yours. If it doesn't, then it was never meant to be. Thank you so much for the contribution. Thank you. And the next question that we have there is that when he said that, can the guy that can I date someone that is older than me, that I'm a girl, I'm a lady of 45 years, and a man of 33 is actually asking me out. What do you feel? Is this someone that I can really date? What comes to my mind is that for you to be talking about that, maybe the girl is already considering it, and if you're really in love, because I would just say, some people will say, no, I can't go, I can't do it. So it depends. And sometimes it's like it depends on an individual. Is an individual. Have you really thought about the consequences? Do you want to just go ahead and like, oh, both of you are in love? You don't care if even if you're 45 and the man is 43, you just want to date him. I'm just going to feel good. So, what are the things? What have you really thought of it? Is it something that at the end of the day, maybe after marriage, you're not going to feel comfortable about it? So, definitely, if you're the kind of person that you're like, oh, you want people to start calling you, oh, sister, auntie, remember that even those your spouse, friends, they're going to call you by your first name. So have you really thought about it? Sometimes that's the question. So if you have any contribution, anyone can just write something. But where we're going today, let me just quickly go to where we're going today. So those are just the two topics that we're going on that we've said today. So let me just quickly read um Toyi's contribution on that about can you date someone that is older than you? Personally, I can't. Thank you. But then there's really nothing wrong with it, especially if the guy is mature. There are young guys who are actually quite matured. Thank you so much. Yeah. So if the guy is matured and if you feel like it's good for you and you've really thought about it, don't just jump that, oh, don't think you're old. I keep telling you, my singles, there is time for every time, every there is time for everything. Your man is going to come. Your woman is going to come. If you decide to settle for a guy that is younger than you, if it's going to make you happy, if you think the guy is matured enough, then go ahead and do it. So there's nothing stopping you. Go ahead and do it. But if you know at the end of the day you're not going to be happy, just take it easy. Don't think, oh, what's going to happen? Am I being, time is running. I have to do everything. So when we're watching, please let's share with our families and friends. I appreciate you. Let's share. So the topic for today is that we want to talk about doing things together. So have we really thought, oh, let me just quickly read. There are lots of contribution that is coming in. I'll just be reading and we're talking. So the topic we're talking about that the power of doing things together. So like if you have the suggestion, if you have like maybe your personal experience or something, but I'll just tell you about my story. The power of doing things together is very unique. Before I go on, let me just quickly read what mommy said. Okay, we have a mommy that is older in the Oh, mommy, hello. Thank you so much for your contribution. My mom says if they are both one love another, if they both love one another and she can cope with it, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. God bless you, mommy. Thank you so much. That is mommy talking there. That if the guy is older than you and there's nothing wrong and you're both in love, so you can actually go ahead and do that. So thank you so much. And if you have any questions, please don't forget to send it to talk to Auntie Shola at gmail.com. We're going to type that email. You'll be able to send that and we'll be able to treat that. We have a lot of questions, but if we do that, we're not going to go anywhere today. So the main thing we want to talk about today is the power of doing things together. Have you thought about it? Have you actually sat down and looked at the couples that does things together? They actually go far. They achieve more. So why do you just think that you maybe and some experience that some people have heard, like some things that people have actually told me that oh they've actually done things together with their husband, they've done things together with their wife. At the end of the day, they disappointed them. It never worked. I know of a young lady she was always contributing her money with her husband and everything. At the end of the month, at the end of the day, the man disappointed her. And does that mean that she's not going to do that again? No, you can only just look for a better way of doing it. There are sometimes, when we get disappointed in life, we want to kind of say that, oh, because we've been disappointed in one aspect, we're not going to do it again. Because you've been disappointed, because your wife have actually disappointed you when you're doing things together, why don't you give her another try? In this month of August, we have a challenge and we're going to do that challenge. The challenge we have is that we want to do things together with our spouse. If you're in a relationship, I'm happy. If you're still waiting to get a relationship, I'm happy because I know your time is going to come. So if you're actually dating, if you're married, you've been married for some years, maybe you've been doing things separately. When I mean things, I mean going out together, shopping together, going to party when he has the time. So when she has the time, you go to the gym together, you go for a walk together, you try to put your money together. So through anything that you can actually think of, try and do it together. This month of August, do that challenge and see what is going to happen. Sometimes we just take this for granted. We take our spouse for granted. We're like, oh, definitely you'll be fine. Oh, let me just do things. Let me just quickly go out and be fine. Some people even prefer to go out on Friday now with their friends to club. Is there anything bad in taking your wife to that club? Because you're going to you want to go to the club. Oh, fine, she's married, she has children. Get a minder because the children are not meant to be burden anyway. The children are meant to be complement. So the children are there. Get a child minder that night. You want to go out to club. It's something you believe in. It's something you want to do. I'm not going to judge anyone. So if you believe in that, why don't you take your wife? Why do you have to go out there alone with some other set of friends? Sometimes I'm not saying don't have a me time. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes we need to have a me time, but sometimes if we don't have that, when the me time is not there, try to take her out. When the me time is not there, go out with your husband, spend time together. And this month of August, what I want us to do, we want to believe in that power of togetherness. Maybe you've been there, you've been in that marriage, you've been doing things separately. It is time for us to come together to do things together. Why don't you try it? If you remember, because I know of some different couples. I'm not judging anyone. I'm just saying examples, you understand? Maybe that's the things that you actually thought that maybe that's the thing you grew up with and you don't know any better. And maybe your mom will just do her own, your dad will do their own, and they come back together. But now you're getting better. You need to get better in your relationship, and you just sit down. You look at what is still keeping this marriage. What is keeping these people? They've been together for like 30 years, and they're still always happy. They're still always talking. They're gisting. What are they doing that I'm not doing in my home? Like I keep telling you, I'm learning too. I just like that contribution. So please let the contribution keep coming. What are the things we can do together? What are the things that you've done together that has actually helped you in your home? I'm a good example. I do things together. I talk to my husband. I gist with him. Even when he's not around, I send a text message. Have you eaten today? We do everything together. You understand? And sometimes, of course, we have me time. There are sometimes that he just wants to have his own me time, because me time is very important too. But you know what? Sometimes you just sit down and just say, okay, what are the things that they are doing that I'm not doing? This little as eating together. Like my mother-in-law told me, I remember then. She said, oh, when you are waiting for your husband to come back, don't starve yourself. Just take a little portion of food and eat a little portion, and you still wait for him to eat together. So at the end of the day, you still eat together on the same table or maybe in the same plate. Just do, and you realize when you start doing things together, the marriage, you spice up the marriage. There will be more there will be more a good atmosphere. You'll be more romantic. You do lots of things together. You know, those kind of things are really going to go a long way, and it's going to help our home. So the challenge we're going to set up for ourselves today in August is that we're going to do things together. Let's try. Even with finance, I know that can be a bit hard for people, especially for women. You understand, it can be a bit hard. You want to buy your hair, you want to do anything. And I keep telling my men there, please be relaxed on the women. When they tell you they just want this, you don't need to scold them. I know we can be a bit expensive, but sometimes you just need to come to our level. Because for a woman to go all that way to tell you that she has just done this, because she wants to be your friend, she wants you to know. So let's do that thing. The challenge we're having in this month of August, that we want to do things together. We want to learn to do things together. We want to learn to talk. Let's have a time that we'll communicate together. You want to work. It's been so tiring. The children are there. When the children go to bed, let them go to bed early enough. And when they're old enough, they're in their room, you're in your room. Relax, because I keep telling you, make your spouse your best friend. Because at the end of the day, those children are going to go away. They're just going to go one time, one after the other. Maybe you're like mine, maybe just 2 years gap. You just realize, wow, they've gone. So you need to make your spouse your friend. So start from now. Do things together. Call him. You have that gist. You don't need to look for a third party to start telling them about your life history. Call your spouse. Tell him, tell her exactly what is bothering you. Pray together. Eat together. Go to gym. Do everything. This month of August, let's do that. And at the end of the day, I want us to have, maybe you can send me that email. Maybe there's some things you've done that is working for you. Let me just quickly read some contribution there. So there's some things that we've actually done that is working for you. So please, you can actually just type in. We want to share with people. Like I keep telling you, I don't know it all. I'm actually still learning there. So all the contribution, or anything that we think of, so any contribution that we have, maybe you've done something that is working for you, please feel free to tell us. We are here to just listen to it, to share with everyone. So in this month of August, the challenge that we actually have there is that we want to do things together. You've been going on your own way. You've been doing things separately. It is time for you to come together. So that is why we say there is power in actually in doing things together. In the month of August, the challenge we're having is that we want to do things together. We want to see the way it works. I keep telling you that I don't know it all. I'm still learning. You know, sometimes when I talk to you, I like it. When I do this relationship talk show, it actually helps me too. Because sometimes when I want to do something, I'm like, no way, this is not allowed. You're not meant to do this. So just go by the rules. So let's do something this month of August. Thank God today is just 5th of August. So we are going to go there by tomorrow. Let's start it. What are the things that you lost to like? Sometimes we work, I know we have different interests when it comes to watching TV. You don't want to watch football. He likes football. Why don't you just sit there and just relax and just put your head on his shoulder and just enjoy the football with him and tell him that after this football, definitely tomorrow we're going to watch my movie, we're going to do something. You know, those are the kind of little things that spice up our marriage. When we do things together, we enjoy ourselves more. When we do things together, we are building a home. When we do things together, we're building a generation. We're building a generation of trust. We're building a generation that our children are actually looking at us and they are saying they thank God we actually give birth to them. So, you know, we should learn to do something. We should learn to do what? We should learn to just keep loving. I know the road, it can be a bit of a challenge. It's not always smooth. As I'm talking to you now, sometimes once in a while, I have my own challenge too. But you know what? We're just here to encourage one another. We're just here to just like tell you that my sister, it can work. My brother, it can work. Just hold on to your spouse. Hold on to your spouse and believe something that whatever you're believing God for is going to work. And if you're still believing God for that fruit of the womb, you know, don't give up. God is still on the throne. There's nothing He cannot do. Just do things together, you know, instead of you going out there and crying alone. There are some times that maybe your spouse is doing something that you don't like, and you are not telling him, you're not telling her. She's not going to know that what you're doing, that she doesn't like it. So why don't we voice out? You know, I keep telling us ladies and I keep telling us men that we don't like something and we're keeping quiet. Keeping quiet is not going to solve the situation. Keeping quiet is not going to heal our heart. Keeping quiet is not going to heal our home. But what we need to do, we need to voice out. As you're doing things together in this month of August, we need to voice out. So the main thing that I just came to tell you on this show today is that go with your heart. Do things together. Have a time that you communicate together. It's so busy out there. I know lots of couples, you know, as you're going in, your husband is coming back from work. You're you're going out to work, and the man is actually coming back. And you have to do it because you have a mortgage to pay. You have bills to do. But you know what? Don't let that thing take stress us all. It can be stressful. But what I'm appealing to every one of us today that in this month of August, let's just keep loving. In this month of August, let's keep loving. Let's keep doing things together. That thing, maybe there's some particular things that you've been telling him, you've been telling her that why don't you listen to me? Why don't you say, why don't you try another avenue? Maybe there's a particular way you've been saying it. Why don't you try another way? You've been saying it the same way and the man is not changing. You've been saying it the same way, the woman is not changing. Don't you think it's time for you to just relax and say, what am I doing here that is wrong? Why don't I go the way I think you will understand? Be romantic. Let's put a little spice into our relationship. In this month of August, if you're not taking anything home, please take something home. Look for something you're going to do together with your spouse. I want testimonies. I want us to write things for me. I want emails. Please, we're going to type that on the screen. Talk to auntishola@gmail.com. Feel free. And if you want to be part of our YouTube, if you want to be part of our WhatsApp group, don't forget to write me there. I'm going to add you. The WhatsApp group is only for the women. We are so free on that group. We talk different questions, some imaginable things that we can't come out to actually share because we are women. We have lots of things. Our heart is so large, so we have lots of things we want to share together. So that is why we have that WhatsApp group. But don't forget that we're on YouTube. As I'm talking to you now, I'm also on YouTube Live. Don't forget, I need you to subscribe to this channel so that I will know that exactly what I'm doing, you're actually with me. I'm not just the only one. So I need the subscribers there. We're not getting paid. We're not doing anything, but it's just a passion. And it's just kind of an encouragement when you see that people are actually there and they're listening to you. So don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and that is Talk to Auntie Shola YouTube channel. So we're going to see you next, no, not next Sunday. I'm used to saying next Sunday. We're going to be here first Sunday in September. Before then, I'm going to be doing some video clips, maybe just for 5 minutes or 3 minutes. And if you have any questions, don't forget, if you have any contribution, talk to auntishola@gmail.com is there. If you want to be part of our WhatsApp group, send me a message. You can send me a messenger, whatever. We're always here to help you. We're not condemning anyone. If you've been working, if you're doing a particular thing on your relationship, on your marriage, and it's not working, it's time for you to change. It's time for you to just sit back and say, let me be more romantic. Let me try and do things together with this man. It's of no use. I'm doing this. I'm building out somewhere. I want to get a mortgage somewhere, and he's looking at another direction. Come together and think. It can be a little of a challenge. I'm not saying that, oh, it's going to be perfect. No way. It's hard. But you know what? You need hard work is going to give you a long time and an everlasting relationship full of happiness. So I'm going to say thank you so much, everyone that has that has always been part of this story. I appreciate everyone. As I said earlier on, my name is Shola Rotimi Ogundele. I celebrate my husband, Reverend Olu Rotimi Ogundele. Thank you so much for encouraging me with this. And I celebrate my wonderful boys. Thank you so much, Mayo Dele, Mayo Dikoko, Mayo Mitola. And the most appreciation goes to my friends out there and my families. Without you watching this YouTube channel, without you coming on this Facebook live stream, I can't be here. It's not easy just coming and sitting down alone. I celebrate you all. Thank you so much. I'm going to see you first Sunday in September. That's why we do it now. So if we need to learn what we've done. Month of August is the month of togetherness. Learn to do things together. Just do what? Call your husband, call your wife that let's change the way we do things. You know, and the Lord is going to keep our home. The Lord is going to keep us. If you're in that relationship if you're in that relationship, the Lord is going to keep you. Everything is going to be fine. Thank you so much. Don't forget, keep loving. See you for Sunday, September. God bless you. Thanks.